and it's lights out, and away we go. So Hamilton gets away well, as does Max Verstappen this week, but Valtteri Bottas is already ahead of him, and Daniel Ricciardo slots into fourth, and Esteban Ocon has made up places from the start as well. It's a long run down towards turn 2, plenty of time to sort themselves out. Bottas is going round the outside of Lewis Hamilton, but he has to go wide, and that's the Red Bull there that goes straight on at Max Verstappen, and he's not the only one. Carlos Sainz, who was involved in a first lap accident in Mugello, has gone through the bollards and has spun round as well. It's Hamilton who leads from Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen. Ricciardo has made up a place behind them. Oh, and it's a mistake by Lance Stroll. He got onto the curb, and Stroll is out of the race and into the barriers, and we have had incidents on the first lap here in Sochi.
Max has recovered back into third place, dropped ahead of Ricciardo. Terrible opening lap for both McLarens. That is a tighter path than the drivers expect. That wall makes it extraordinarily tight. What a crunch that was.
I just got hit.
And he has taken a whack, hasn't he? So it's hard to tell, obviously, from that angle who it was. Maybe it's Charles Leclerc, I believe.
Lewis Hamilton has a 5-second time penalty for a practice start violation. He's got a violation 1, and a violation 2 has now come up as well for another 5-second time penalty for Lewis Hamilton. I've never seen this before, where there are 2 practice start violations. So that should mean then 10 seconds added to Lewis Hamilton's race time. Here comes Kimi Räikkönen on Nicholas Latifi. Well, they're tried, Kimi Räikkönen on Nicholas Latifi. Does he get some decent traction out of that particular corner? He's going to start going wheel to wheel now. The most experienced driver on the grid gets past the driver with the least amount of races on the grid. Kimi Räikkönen puts himself up into 14th place. Meanwhile, there's all manner of action going on right at the back of the grid, involving Alex Albon, George Russell and Lando Norris. Norris is ahead of Russell, but Russell is a fast thing in a straight line, as you can see, with the Williams. And now Albon and Norris are going wheel to wheel, and Norris is now starting to struggle. He started that main straight as the lead car of this trio, and he's now at the back, but for how much longer? Because he's going to try down the inside at turn 3. Here comes Lando Norris. Alex Albon staying just ahead as Norris goes a little bit wider than he would have wanted, but Russell down in 16th place is now ahead, or still ahead, of Alex Albon now, with Lando Norris starting to slip back a bit. Perez is down in 6th place. Would quite like to clear that Renault of Daniel Ricciardo, and he's got DRS to help him, and he's a lot closer on this particular lap, and he's going to have to go the long way around the outside at turn 2. Ricciardo positions his Renault very nicely indeed, and doesn't go deep enough to allow Perez to make the old switcheroo, but Perez now fighting him on the inside through turn 3. Has he got ahead by the time they put the brakes on into turn 4? The answer is a resounding yes for Sergio Perez, and he gets a round of applause for those in the Racing Point garage, and 5th place is now his for the moment. Mercedes are calling Lewis Hamilton in. They wanted to come out with the tyres about 2 laps ago. Hamilton said, don't bring me in early, but they're going to bring him in right now.
This is just ridiculous.
Can Esteban Ocon get out ahead of Lewis Hamilton, who's going to get DRS and is going to try and get past Sebastian Vettel down this straight as well, as Ocon now accelerating out into the sunshine he comes, and out onto the racetrack, and Ocon is ahead of Hamilton, and Hamilton is ahead. Oh, Ocon is behind Hamilton, and Hamilton is ahead of Sebastian Vettel. So Hamilton gets that move done, and I think crucially is ahead as well of the Renault that is now pitted.
This is Albon. He's got DRS now on Giovinazzi as they head down towards turn
this could be tight.
13.
This could be tight. He gets squeezed a little bit, Alex Albon, towards the wall there, as Giovinazzi tries to put up a defence, but doesn't get squeezed enough for the Red Bull to stick behind that Alfa Romeo, and Alex Albon is up another place into 13th. Antonio Giovinazzi might just make a move here on the Haas, as down towards turn 2 we go. Grosjean's going to have to watch himself as round the outside goes Antonio Giovinazzi. Nice move from the Italian there. Here goes Sebastian Vettel down the inside of Romain Grosjean. They have to go wheel to wheel, and Grosjean goes off the track, and that is what they ask you to do. Well, not completely in the race director's notes, and Grosjean knew that he couldn't come back onto the track and fight that, because he'd gone off and he had to go through the bollards. The little kink that is turn 1, they go, and down towards the heavy braking zone of turn 2, and there goes Alex Albon around the outside of Lando Norris. Norris breaks that little bit later, and manages to fend off Alex Albon. Now, is Albon compromised a bit to allow Pierre Gasly to come back in through turn 3? It seems the AlphaTauri is just dropping back a touch as Albon still trying to make the move on Lando Norris. Norris is putting that McLaren in a very nice position to make that defensive 9th place, and he is thwarting the 2 cars behind him. Still, Alex Albon is trying to make his way round, and he's going to have to watch it a little bit as Alex Albon, because Gasly is absolutely chomping at the bit, as now, here goes Albon once again. Very rare you see a move going into turn 10, but on that occasion Albon tried it, didn't quite come off.
You see the light flashing on the back of Norris's car. I think he deployed a lot of energy. There's Gasly to the left there as he Albon defends to the inside. Gasly's going to have a run on him on this DRS zone, Crofty.
And Lando Norris is that much further ahead, so Alex Albon, after attack, now looks to defence. Couldn't make the attack, couldn't make the defence, and he's dropped down into 11th place. Here we go again then for round 2. We're on board with Pierre Gasly. Lando Norris is passed by the AlphaTauri, and Gasly makes the move into turn 2. The only man to be on the podium in the last 3 Russian Grand Prix. He's on the podium this afternoon, and it's the top step of the podium as Valtteri Bottas wins the Russian Grand Prix. He now starts to close the gap in the championship to his teammate. Max Verstappen finishes 2nd for Red Bull, and another super drive from him. And for Lewis Hamilton, 3rd place. It's a podium, not the record equaling win that he would have hoped for when he started from pole. Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton for the 6th time in 2020 share the top 3 places. And we'll go onwards and upwards, altitude-wise at least, to the Nürburgring next time out to see if Valtteri Bottas could do it again. Today, he reigned supreme in Russia and won here in Sochi once more.